Fear.
Slenderman isn't real.
That's how this story starts. That's how this story will most likely end. I don't lie. My name is Raksha, and this is my story.
Slenderman isn't real.
Helen has said this a variety of times to me. I nod vaguely, and she cries out in frustration. I silently watch her fume, her round, pudgy pig face red all the way to the roots of her bleached hair. She looks me in the eyes, and I return her stare. She's pleading with me, but I don't care. She wants me to say a lie, but I won't do that. Obviously seeing my resolution, she stands up and storms out of the room. I hear her screaming at my fiancé that she couldn't help me, that I was a lost cause, that she'd be abandoned. Reaching for my untouched coffee that laid on the table, I stir in some of the provided sugar and wait for Jerry to come and get me. When he does, his eyes show exhaustion. A stab of sympathy hits me. That's all from my yelling at night. Hardening up quickly, I give him one of my legendary cold shoulders. I told him he could leave me. He refused. Therefore, his well-being was no concern of mine. He seated himself beside me on the psychiatrist's couch.
Why? Why won't you just admit Slenderman isn't real? What could you possibly gain by keeping up this charade?
I scoffed at him and his weakness. Was he really expecting me to soften up, lie, and tell him I would stop playing a game that doesn't exist? As if I would play such a useless game. He knows I don't play in something that doesn't benefit me in return. He doesn't say a word as he got up from that couch. But just as he was about to walk out the door, he said it.
I'm calling it off. Our engagement, our relationship, everything. I'll file all the paperwork and send it for you to sign. Hell, I'll tell your family. You just keep obsessing over things that aren't there.
And with that, I lost Jerry forever. I didn't care. He didn't believe me. No, he didn't want to believe me. All because of his fear. I can't spend the rest of my life with someone that weak anyhow. I rose from the couch, dusted off my jeans, and sauntered to the dreary day in Seattle. Rain clouds were forming in the sky, ready to pour at any given moment. I fingered the large kitchen knife, the lone item I kept in my handbag. A drizzle began to rain over the town, but I continued to walk east, towards the woods. He was already there when I arrived. His suit was extraordinarily dry, as if the rain found him as revolting as I did. His snake-like arms dangled, barely scraping the forest floor. He assessed me in silence. I didn't think he was blind, but I always had to remind myself that he could see me better than I could see him. I guess I would never get over the feeling that he was wearing some morbid Halloween costume. His long tentacles were absent for the time being, and one of his long arms stretched towards my face. His spindly fingers explored my face and body without ever touching it. I couldn't hide the repulsive shivers it caused. Finally, it seemed as though he was deep into the trance or enchantment or whatever this monster could feel. I dug deep into my bag to unsheath the knife, and I plunged it into his chest. He didn't look as if he were in pain. Then again, he didn't look like anything. His face was still glued to my body as I screamed. My legs couldn't support me anymore, but I stood. His gaze literally wouldn't let me go. I felt blood seeping through my clothes, slithering down my torso. My knife was plunged into his chest, yet it wasn't him I had pierced. The forest began to black out. I realized that I wasn't fainting. It was Slenderman. His tentacles weren't absent, but were winding through the trees, dodging my vision. A slimy cloak enfolded me, and Slenderman faced me with a smile full of razors. I understand why people like Helen don't search for monsters or deny their existence. People like her realized it before people like me. She understood me. Or better yet, the monster inside of me. SLENDERMAN doesn't exist, sure. But you do. As do the monsters inside. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did reading it to you, and if you like these short but sweet stories, please tell me in the comments below. If you don't, please tell me in the comments below. It would really help me decide what the content would be on this channel, as much more is coming to it. And if you like my content here and you enjoy disturbing things, then you would enjoy the content over at Skinned Locust, who I recently did a collaboration with, and I would also appreciate if you would check out that video over at his channel as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Skinned Locust, because he has really good stories. You can't miss out on them. Until the next story, sleep well. You'll need it.